Sometimes you feel so alone and overwhelmed you don't know where to turn. These days, it seems like there is no end to our problems. We invite you to connect with Silent Unity, the 24-hour prayer ministry where someone is waiting to pray with you right now. Since 1890, Silent Unity has always been there. No judgment or dogma, just someone affirming the best for you. Call 816-969-2000 today. You can also connect online at unityprayervigil.org.
Promoting positivity and inclusivity. You're listening to UnityOnlineRadio.org, the voice of an awakening world. Learn the language of spirit. This is The Intuitive Life with Laura Wooster.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Intuitive Life, where we walk together and support each other on the path to becoming more spiritually aware, enlightened, and inspired. My name is Laura Wooster, and we will be taking your calls today for intuitive readings. And the number here is 816-251-3555. Again, it's 816-251-3555. My guest has a deck of cards, so we'll be doing card readings, intuitive readings, or if you have a question about the topic that is at hand today. Just a quick program note, and I know this is just starting to get out there, but Unity Radio will be closing its doors. Not Unity itself. Unity will carry on, but Unity Radio will discontinue broadcasting in April 14th. So if you're listening to the show, I don't know quite yet, or I don't have exact details about the platform that the Intuitive Life will be moved to. But if you'd like to stay in touch and to be made aware of when that move is official and where the platform is going, where it will be airing from, I would suggest going to my website. It's laurawooster.com, LAURAWOOSTER.com, and just sign up for my email newsletter, and I will definitely make sure that everybody who's on my newsletter, who's subscribed to my newsletter, will have knowledge of where this show will be moved to. But I will be on through the first few weeks of April, so I'm not going to wear it anywhere just yet. If you prefer not to be on an email newsletter, you can always follow me on social media. I'll definitely be posting updates there. I am on Facebook. You can reach that through my website at laurawooster.com. I'm also on Instagram as Intuitive Laura. I'm an Intuitive Laura on Instagram, and also TikTok, and I'll be talking about it on TikTok as well, and Instagram and Twitter and all those things out there. So I hope that you stay in touch, and so you can continue to follow the Intuitive Life. I know I have many guests that are lined up through the summer, so I hope that you'll continue to listen to the show no matter where we end up. Alrighty. And I just want to thank everybody at Unity Radio, Diane Ray, Jeff, Louie, everybody who has been a wonderful support for this show ever since I began. I actually started this program a few months into COVID, the COVID pandemic time, and it's just been a wonderful thing to focus on during that time and to funnel my energy into. And I've had a wonderful opportunity to connect with people. I started doing radio, probably 11 years ago, doing similar topics, and loved it then. It was a brand new thing for me way back then, but just gradually grew into this, and I'm so grateful for Diane Ray for reaching out and inviting me on back in 2020. It's been a wonderful experience, and I've been very blessed, and I very much appreciate everybody at Unity Radio. So, and like I said, if you'd like to stay in touch, you can just go to my website, laurawooster.com. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest. She's a dear friend of mine and an amazing colleague, Lori Sheridan. She's a spiritual medium, and I'd like to bring her on. Hello, Lori.
Hi, Laura.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, nice
Welcome to the show. So glad you're on. I'm glad you made it before we left. This is great.
I know, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that you're moving, but it does sound like it will continue. And I know you've had the opportunity to reach out and work with so many wonderful people and sharing much valued information. So I'm just happy to hear that it will continue.
Oh, it definitely will. Definitely when we're not going anywhere. So, one of the things we wanted to talk about today. Well, actually, let's do this first because some of you listening may not be aware of Lori and her work. But Lori, if you could share with us a little bit of how you get started in the work that you do as a spiritual medium.
Sure. I've been working as a spiritual medium since about 2006, so it has been the journey. And for those who may be interested in learning more about mediumship or just following that path, for me personally, it really was a calling. I felt the nudge from the spirit world, from my soul, saying it's time. And I just followed that calling and began taking classes. And it's just amazing, the synchronicity where you just feel like you're guided. And the doors have opened, and I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to work. I serve spiritualist churches throughout New England. I have my own office and spiritual center, Hope Ethereal, on the South Shore of Massachusetts, where I'm fortunate enough to get to see clients. I demonstrate mediumship and also teach classes there as well. So that's where I'm at.
You're a busy woman.
It's just great. I think the mission there is just really, hopefully, to provide people with hope, of course, and the connection right. And recognizing that their loved ones are still alive, just in a different form, not in some far-off place, and hopefully get to share in a healing experience, uplifting and validating. And then my goal is also, and I know you do a lot of teaching as well, Laura, but to hopefully inspire people to tap into their own soul, to their own intuition, and explore their gifts of psychic and mediumship. We're not all necessarily going to become professional mediums, but that doesn't mean that you don't have your own connection to spirit, to your loved ones. And I really encourage everyone to explore those connections because I feel like we're all supported throughout this journey. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that, we're both spiritualist ministers, and one of the things that we hope to, at least in part with people who might be struggling with, life's ups and downs, is how do we encourage hope and within transformation? Because change always, like case in point. I know the radio program moving on, transformation, right? It can be a scary time, and that can look, it can look so many different directions as far as, could be a life change, a job change, a move, an end of a relationship. There could be all these different things that can be defined as transformation. And oftentimes we think of transformation as positive, but at the same time it can feel negative at the same time. But how do you, when you're talking with someone who's maybe struggling with that change, with transformation, how do you foster hope within them? How do you guide them when it comes to feeling a little hesitant about change?
Well, I think the first thing is just the concept of hope. It really having faith that, because like you said, one thing we can be sure of, I don't know if it was Benjamin Franklin who made that quote, that there's, one thing you can count on is death and taxes, okay?
Right.
We're going to always have change, that's just part of this human experience, But I really do believe that hope is this aspect of really having faith that even as we move through challenging times in our lives, that we believe, we try to think positively, we believe that everything's going to be okay. We have faith that even as we go through difficult times, that the hand of God is still guiding us, still walking with us, and helping us to make those leaps, helping us to find our way as we navigate sometimes troubled waters, or we move into new opportunities. Sometimes, as you said, there are things that we choose, those opportunities or the change. We know something inside of us, our soul says it's time to go, or this isn't healthy, this isn't right, this isn't where I'm meant to be. And sometimes those changes are forced upon us. things outside of our control. But yet we always have the aspect of free will. We always have the opportunity to choose how we will respond to those situations. And that's the aspect of hope. And, we just look at the sun rising, the dawn every day. I think that's such a powerful reminder, especially when we've had a difficult day or we've had difficult news or we're really struggling. For me, it's just, things at the end of the day, sometimes it's overwhelming, but then you wake up and that dawn, that new beginning, that new day, that's hope. And that's something I hold on to because it's a new opportunity, even though we may not know how the day will unfold or where it will take us. But we have the promise of that new day that we carry in our heart, and also that faith that we are being guided, that we don't walk this journey alone, and that there is support. And that's what I begin to see is just the synchronicities of the people that come into our lives, or things that present, even in those most challenging times. And those are the miracles, That's where I think you can see God working in your life. So, long-winded answer, Laura.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend Laurie.
Reverend Laura.
So what if, that's the thing. We know, a lot of us know, that there's a higher source and there's a higher consciousness, that's that unconditional support and love that's ever present in our lives. But there's always, we're all human. We all have, times when there's a little bit of a wobble there. We question, are we being supported by spirit? In those moments, in those brief moments when our faith is a little shaky, what are some practices that people can embrace to foster that faith and reinforce it within their life?
For me personally, I think a big one is just the power of prayer. Sending up our prayers, letting God know what it is that we need, and then being open to receive, letting go of the exact outcome or trying to control how exactly it will present itself. But once we've set that intention or we've asked for help, then just being open to the ways in which it presents. And, that's the beauty, that really, I think each and every one of us can think of times where we have been struggling, and then someone came on our path at just the right time, at just the right moment, whether it was even just to listen or they had a similar life experience that they could relate to, but that they were able to be supportive of us and give us even if it was just listening, but sometimes they might have a tidbit of information or guidance or a suggestion that really helps to propel us forward on that next step in the journey or healing or whatever it may be, and that's, to me, those are the synchronicity, that's the tapestry, that's the beauty. And then recognizing when we're open to it, that of course the spirit world, that God can work through us, and some of the most powerful examples I have is just when I look at some people that I know who have gone through really challenging things, losing a child, losing a spouse, losing, or even a divorce or separation or a job, all those different examples. But it's sometimes taking those difficult moments and really just focusing on the aspect of service, that they make these things, sometimes their passion, part of their purpose. It becomes a part of them and helps them to serve and help others in a greater capacity. It becomes a labor of love. But for me, prayer, and then paying attention to how the opportunities open, how the doors open, and remembering that prayer, it's not always the yes that we seek. Sometimes it's a no. And then when we surrender it, trusting there's that divine timing piece, that truly if we have faith, if we have trust in God and the spirit world, that there is a plan for our lives. And again, the right opportunity. Sometimes those doors closing, even though that we thought that was what we wanted, that those were blessings that we didn't get them. That really there's something better, that God has something better in store for us.
Mm-hmm. So true. Yep. No, God has our highest and best at heart. So always good to trust and have faith that everything's going to be okay. So we are taking your calls today for intuitive readings, and it's 816-251-3555 if you'd like to get in the queue. So, Lori, and how can people get in touch with you again?
Sure. The easiest way is just to go to my website, LoriSheridanMedium.com, Lori Sheridan, SHERIDAN.com. I'm also on social media, Facebook and Instagram, but website is the easiest. Thank you.
Yes, LoriSheridanMedium.com. All righty, because you do online classes too, and so I think that's awesome. I love the ability to be able to connect with people, even if they're not in Massachusetts. So it's wonderful.
I know. Zoom has opened up a whole world, hasn't it? Nice.
It certainly has. Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. So we do have callers in the queue already. So let's go to a few callers here and see what questions they may have. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So when people ask you a question, when you're using cards and you're doing an intuitive connection with them, how would you suggest that they state the question?
Specifically, please. I mean, I can pull one. I'm doing angel cards today, folks,
Mm-hmm.
But if you are moving through a transition or you're looking for a point of clarity on something going on in your life, just ask for what it is that you need, or I can just do a single card pull and give you the message that I get. And I'm going to keep it simple. Yep.
Great. Excellent. Alrighty. So let's see. Let's go to Sandra first. Hello, Sandra.
Good afternoon, Laura and Lori.
Hi.
I'm kind of sad to hear that your show's going to be ending on Unity. I started out with you. You filled in the John Holland void on Mondays. And they were tall shoes, tall boots to fill, and you certainly have. So I will. Where you go, I will follow anywhere.
That's nice.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Just Carole King, Getting over my cold, and I don't really have a voice, but
that's okay. It was beautiful.
So my thing is, Sunday will be my boy's birthday. My boy in spirit, my son, young man, and I keep getting 327. Like I wake up 327. I look at the clock. It's 327. I go to work, and in the parking garage I pull into, it says there are 327 spaces left. And it just feels like he's trying to get, to reach me, and I just don't know if you have a message for me.
Well, that's beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss. I wasn't planning on doing a lot of mediumship today, but I would say, number one, no, please, it's fine. But the 327, I definitely, if you're seeing that number, I would definitely be paying attention, because it does sound like that's a way, like a message for you in and of itself. I know you can look up angel numbers too.
I have.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. And so, the 3 is the Ascended Master supporting you, and 2, they're around you, and 7 is also unlocking your life path, your spiritual purpose. So it also just lends itself that even though he's not here in the physical the way that we would want him to be, that he is still very much around you and trying to send you that love and support and supporting you in your spiritual journey as well. Did he have a quicker passing, Sandra?
Yes.
Yeah. Just feels like it was a little bit unexpected is the way that I feel it, and also just that sense that you may not have gotten to say goodbye to him. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you. So I do just want to make sure that you know that his presence is around you. He just actually feels like he was a sweetheart. I do feel like he was wearing. I just get him in the T-shirt. I get him more casual.
He is.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a real sweetheart. But there's a soft side to him too. So I feel his presence very much with you today. So I do just want to validate that for you. But just really had a heart of gold, very down to earth. I want to just give you a hug from him and let you know that he's very much around you. Okay, Sandra?
Oh, thank you.
take all his love, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you for that. I guess I just needed to hear it from someone else. When the alarm clock flashed 327, 527, 327, 527 on Thanksgiving, I'm like, my husband was, in the room. I said, "Look at this," and it just went, kept going on, and so it definitely seems to be more electronic. How he's able to manipulate his energy to reach me.
Yeah.
I don't feel him like I used to. I used to really feel him or have a visitation dream, but now it's more the numbers as the years go by. So I was just hoping that he would come through, and I thank you.
Yeah, no, I feel like he's definitely around you. He just has it's like a little twinkle in his eye. I just get that real sweetness with his personality. And I know he was a good kid. He's really down to earth is the way that I feel him, okay? Do you have a daughter too? Do you have a daughter?
I have a stepdaughter.
Okay. Well, I still feel like he's acknowledging the stepdaughter because it's just like I almost felt like he's acknowledging other family with you too, okay? So, and he's very playful. I don't know if he ever did any ball caps or anything like that, but it does feel like he still has
always had a cap on.
And
T-shirts too.
Yeah, it just felt like you actually still have a lot of the things that would have been in his room,
I do.
Yeah, that's what he's showing. So his presence is still very much there. And just for you to know how much he loves you, but you're such a good mom. I don't know if he did Little League when he was a kid, but it does feel like you've got some of these little photos, old memories, and just know that he's with you, okay?
Oh, thank you.
I love that you're open to the signs, that you don't always have to go through a medium. I love that you're looking for the numbers and you're open to it and recognizing that that's him as well. That's
absolutely. It can even come across as a commercial on the the radio, and they'll say, Chase is really popular now, but it wasn't in 1990, trust me. And I'll go to his memorial and try to get the things set up for spring for his birthday. And then the commercial will come on for Chase Bank, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah, that's nice. Oh,
well, I'll
take all the love.
I'm sorry.
Well, thank you so much, Sandra. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Laura.
And thank you for the song as well.
Continue. I don't know if you can take me for that. I don't know where. Sometimes I just don't have a filter, and it just kind of comes out. So
that's quite all right.
But I mean it. I will follow you.
I appreciate that so much. Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You have a great day.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh, that was sweet. The cheeks.
Yeah, she was very nice. Oh, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, absolutely. We will go to the callers probably right after the break. But before we go to the break, Lori, if you could share, I know we spoke a little bit about the numbers that Sandra could see that she associated with her son. What are some other ways that people can look for signs from their loved ones in spirit?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I really do believe that our loved ones are trying to say hello all the time. Birds are very common. We've heard of the cardinal, but birds, feathers, butterflies, dragonflies, those are common things that people will acknowledge. I would say even paying attention, hearts are often very common, whether you find heart-shaped rocks or you look up into the sky and you see a heart. Or people have seen hearts washing the dishes or, when they cut things into fruit or something, But those are common. Pennies, coins, dreams, visits in a dream. Absolutely. The numbers that she mentioned, license plates. I mean, the list just really goes on and on, but those are some of the real common ones that I'm just thinking of off the top of my head. But the biggest thing is if you feel it. Oh, and scent is another one too. Sometimes you'll smell the perfume or the flowers that your mother used to, or the pie, I don't know, she used to bake. So scent is another way they can say hello. But just to trust it. If they come into your awareness or it reminds you of the music is another way, a song, on the radio or a favorite song. And then electronics, as Sandra mentioned, that sometimes, the flickering of lights or, music, again, things will turn on and off. Sometimes it can really just be electricity. But certainly those sometimes can be signs and validations of their presence as well. Yeah, great question. Thank you.
Yeah, and what I often say too is, because sometimes, especially when you really want to make sure that those signs are really true. You want to absolutely know it's true, and so we may question it. We might a lot, and so so obviously it sounds like Sandra is very open to that, but someone who may be really in the midst of in the recent passing, and they are looking for signs everywhere, and they really want to know for sure that this is definitely them that's saying hello. What I often say is that if you kind of sense that maybe that you're seeing a sign that is from them, but you're not 100% sure, just to remain open to it and just say, if that was you, thank you. Simple as that. And when it does it acknowledges, even in your doubt, it can acknowledge that you saw it, and you're making sure that they know that you saw it. And it keeps the door open for those occurrences of little hellos from heaven to keep coming. And it just shows that you're open to it, and it keeps your heart open to it as well. So anyway, so we are going into a break in just a moment. And so we are doing intuitive card readings with spiritual medium Lori Sheridan. And you can give us a call at 816-251-3555 to get in the queue. Again, it's 816-251-3555. And if you'd like to check out Lori's website as we go into the break, it's LoriSheridanMedium.com. And we'll just see you in just a couple of moments.
You found the most positive place on the internet. Thanks for listening to UnityOnlineRadio.org.
Welcome back to The Intuitive Life with Laura Wooster.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Intuitive Life. My name is Laura Wooster, and I'm here with my dear friend and colleague, spiritual medium Lori Sheridan. And we are taking your calls at 816-251-3555. And just a quick calendar note before we get to the callers. Lori and I will be offering an online demonstration of mediumship on Saturday evening, 7 p.m., and it's being presented by the Journey Within Church. And it'll be myself and Lori and our dear friend and mentor, Janet Nohavik, who runs the Journey Within Church in New Jersey. And what this is going to benefit, because it is a benefit event online, it will benefit the restoration project of the Hydesville Schoolhouse in close to Lilydale. And Lori, why don't you share a little? I mean, I know we both know about what this is exactly, but sometimes people ask me, what is the schoolhouse? What is it all about? What can you share with the listeners about what this is all about, the restoration project?
Well, first, I mean, I just love it because there's a lot of history in this area. So we're spiritualist ministers, and the Fox sisters, the Fox Cottage, who are really, considered to be leaders in the founding of spiritualism here in the United States. The advent of spiritualism, the anniversary is March 31st, so just around the corner here. But Maggie and Kate Fox lived in this area. I don't know if they actually studied in that schoolhouse, which was near where the cottage was, but I know it's just a historical site. And locally, what's so exciting is it's really the communication, there was thought behind it. There was meaning and purpose in the communication from the spirit world that was done with the two sisters in the Fox Cottage. And another important figure, Andrew Jackson Davis, in spiritual medium history, that he received this message, just letting him know that it has begun, that formal communication and the advancement of spiritualism and the principles that we choose to try to live our lives by, that's a big piece of this as well. So just a wonderful piece of history in that area, and to be a part of doing anything to preserve that and to hopefully advance spiritualism locally and also, of course, around the world. Just to be able to share in that is just a wonderful, wonderful thing that we're so grateful to be a part of. So I'm honored. Janet just does tremendous work. So, and I think, I don't know, will they be doing teaching out of there in the future? I don't know if that's part of the goal as well.
I believe so. I believe that's one of the things they're going to, with the restoration of the schoolhouse, it will be a place of, I wouldn't say there is a church nearby that will be where worship will be happening, but also it's a place of, meditation and prayer, and I believe it's an education center as well with the history and all those things. So, it will be, it's going to be wonderful. And I like you said, I'm so honored to be a part of this as well, to be a part of raising the funds for that. So you can go to, and if you're interested in the evening of mediumship that's going to take place on March 26th in the evening at 7 p.m. online via Zoom. You can go to either my website, laurawooster.com, or you can also go to Lori's website. It's lauriesheridanmedium.com, and that will link to the Journey Within. So without further ado, let's go to our callers who've been hanging on for a long time. Let's see. Monique, hello. Welcome to the show. How can we help you today?
Hi, Laura and Lori. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Thanks for calling. How can we help you today?
Well, I have been single forever. I'm about to turn 57 in a few months. And I'm just wondering, am I ever going to meet a special person?
Well, happy birthday, Monique, in advance. Sounds like you have a nice birthday coming up, so that's wonderful. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm just going to pull an angel card on it for you, Monique, okay? And Laura, if you get anything else, please feel free.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, this is nice. Okay, very good. So good. I know. I was like, yay, because sometimes people ask, and you're like, okay. But no, you got the 6 of Raphael. So it just says embracing your inner child, new friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. So there's definitely potential for new friendship, new heart connections coming in. It also suggests potentially hearing from people from the past or reconnecting from old friends. It doesn't always have to be, I know you asked specifically about love, but it does suggest potentially connecting with people from the past. You may be thinking about people from the past, but to me it would suggest absolutely the potential for even if it's a friendship where there's the love and partnership there, that there is the potential for something like that coming into the future for you. So that is nice.
Oh, is there any more details? Like a name?
No, that's what I got for you. Just angel card. Yeah.
We're always very hesitant about giving names because that's all you'll be looking for is just that name. But there's multiple potentials, So, but it's funny that Lori, in the equivalent to the deck the equivalent card in the deck that I'm using is exactly the same one that you pulled, which is interesting. Very interesting. Plus the heart chakra card. So that indicates to me that there is. There's more energy behind the potential of you having that kind of a connection. Monique. So, but also, you know what I would encourage you to do? I'm not an astrologer, but the age that you're approaching right now, it's roughly the time that is your second Saturn return in your life. So that's a big deal, all right? So what I would recommend is either consulting with an astrologer to see how that looks in your life and how you can best utilize the Saturn return energy. Or next time I have Dorothy Morgan on my show, call in and she will look at that for you. But it would be a really awesome thing for you to fully embrace. And so Saturn returns can be very powerful, depending on how you approach them. And I don't know if anybody saw. I'm just going to kind of go off on a tangent here. If you recently, I watched Adele. She did did anybody see that Adele special probably a couple months ago? I don't know if anybody saw it. Okay, and do you notice all the Saturn references? Yes.
Her tattoo.
Yes, she was in her first Saturn return. Okay, so it's powerful, and so I'm getting chills as I say this. So I know there must be something within this for you to harness as you step into the more of the potential of you finding someone to have a companion in your life. So I would definitely encourage you to check out an astrologer or next time Dorothy's on with me. How's that sound?
Oh, yeah, no, that sounds wonderful. I'd love to speak with Dorothy. And I am aware of my birth chart, and I do know the Saturn return is coming, but I was like, really? Do I have to wait until I succeed to find someone?
No,
you got partnerships coming in.
You do.
There is energy, so be open to it.
Yeah, but just remember that date isn't like turning a key. And then there's a shadow period leading up to it. It doesn't mean there's no opportunity that opens up before that. So it just heralds that time frame for you. All right. So I feel really good about. I don't feel it on your doorstep right now, that connection with somebody, but I feel the strong potential coming, not too far down the road here. All right.
Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's someone new, not someone, because I really don't want anyone from my past.
Well, I don't think it's anyone from your past either, but it is the potential of hearing from people from your past. That's number one that I wanted you to be aware of, that you might hear from even old friends, and even just thinking about people, not that they're going to be your future love interest. That's not what I was actually implying, so I hope it didn't come across that way.
No,
but
no.
I understand. Perfect, because there definitely is the potential for new stuff, and it has friendship energy around it. So just kind of following it and being open to that heart connection that's possible there. It looks good. It looks good.
It does. It looks really good.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I needed that hope that you were talking about, and I've been running on faith for 30 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
God bless. A lot of love to you.
Yes, and happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care, Monique. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, this hour is flying by. Let's get to the next person in the queue here. Let's go to Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Long time no chat.
Yeah. How can we help you today, Kyle?
Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna let you guys pick and let Spirit pick, because I feel like I'm like a hot mess right now. I'm in like a huge fight with my brother because he doesn't like the way I parent my child. Because my son has like ADHD and autism, so we have to do and he thinks that I draw too much attention to that, and I don't know, it made me feel like a bad mom. So we got in a huge fight, and then my husband and I are in marriage counseling right now, and then I want to buy a house. So I'm going to let you guys just tell me what you see and let you pick. Let Spirit pick.
Okay.
I'm trying to focus on. I am in therapy because I know what John would say. You need a therapist. I got one. I promise. But,
that's wonderful. That's good self-care.
Yeah. I was wondering what you guys see. Because I'm oh my gosh, everything's a hot mess right now.
Okay. Well,
sure.
That's where things happen. Right. That's where the good stuff is born, in the hot mess stuff.
I'm doing a lot of soul work and the John, the community, and I joined Elias's community. and I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And she'll have books galore, so I'm working on myself.
Love Sonia. She is amazing. I love her. And what the things that she's referencing to is she's talking about John Holland's My Soul Community group, which is a membership site, which is awesome. It's a great supportive group. And also Elias Patris's community as well, which is amazing. So it's great that you're finding community to rely upon. Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah, good. All righty.
And I'm in therapy, I promise.
Very good. And I would definitely look in, because it's so funny, as you mentioned your brother, it's like something, it sometimes when people talk about things that are happening in their life where there's some tension or where people are might be at odds with each other, occasionally I'll feel where the basis of that lands, which means, in the past, what does that reflect back to? And I keep feeling like I want to go back to like 5 years old. It's like somewhere around 5 years old. So there might be something that's sort of triggering a dynamic that was played around your family around the time that you were in kindergarten, roughly. So there might have been a dynamic set between you and your brother at that time that maybe is just, so that's something that perhaps like I'm a big supporter of anybody who does like the Imago process in therapy. That's IMAGO. You might be able to actually uncover what that might be if you talk to your therapist about that. Okay, it's phenomenal. It's very eye-opening. So
okay, I'll ask her today.
Wonderful. All right, Lori. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in the. Okay, there you go.
Oh no, that's totally great. So first and foremost, I get a lot of green around you, Kyle. So I just wanted to say, first, I really feel like you actually are doing a good job. So I want you to hear that, okay? I actually just felt like support was being sent to you from the spirit world. I do think there's a lot. And, I definitely pick up on some of the impulsivity or that up and down energy around your son at times. And I feel like, I think the big thing is, too, as parents, we are constantly worrying, and then sometimes we have anxiety, okay? And so I just felt like some of it is, I pick up the worrying thing a little bit from you, and just as a parent, as a mom, and I just really wanted to be reassuring, and then just recognizing, I think he actually feels like he's making nice progress or making nice strides. So I want to just give you that message as well right away. Even if it seems slow, I actually do feel like he's turning corners, and I see advancement for your son. So that actually feels really good. And I just feel like he's going to keep growing or meeting milestones or surprising you is what it feels like, okay? So I just want to make sure that you hear that message, number one, because he actually is very bright. What?
Oh, sorry. We've done a lot of work. Like I got him in a lot of therapies, and I got him in special ed.
You're doing excellent. Like that's the whole thing. I get the therapy stuff. And sometimes it's hard when you're in it. I actually have 2 children, and I totally understand autism, and I totally understand ADHD. And so, from personal experience, so I really felt like I just get him turning a corner. So I feel like you're doing all the right things, and I want you to hear that because I do feel like he's going to meet milestones. He actually feels like he's very bright. Do you understand that? Yeah, he's super sharp.
I think he's gifted.
I actually
he's really,
get that too.
Really smart.
I feel like he's very sharp. He's got a great mind, picks up on concepts. We'll keep working on the expression and just managing some of the energy. The only thing that I'm saying with love, is I do feel like sometimes you might feel overwhelmed, I can only imagine, or your own anxiety and stuff like that. So just being aware of your energy too, and I love that you're talking to a therapist or doing things to help you to feel calmer and to know that you're doing all the right things, So that's the only thing that, I would say. And then your brother, I'm staying out of that one. But, I just, it is hard because as a mom, we're trying to make sure they get everything they need. And I think you're doing it. And so much time and energy goes into those therapies and things like that. So you get this, yeah, with the making sure they're getting all the services. But, you know, with the support with your husband, so it just feels like you have a lot on your plate. So if you are going to therapy for that as well, it's just talking, it's expression, and making time for the two of you, too, is what I wanted to say, you know? But, yeah, so, and I almost felt like I have a little bit of I know you wanted a house, but I have a little bit of a pause, just a little pause on it, just a little pause, okay? Not huge, all right? So are you looking right now, Kyle?
Yeah, we're looking. We rent right now, and we're looking, but, like, with the market being the way it is, like, every time we find something, it's, like, crazy expensive, like, out of our budget. And we have, like, I have, like, a specific budget and a specific neighborhood I want. So I'm being kind of picky, but time.
That tells me all I need to know, because I get a little bit of a pause on it, all right? And so I feel like the house is there, but it's a little bit still on the horizon. And I just want to, I almost feel like just wait, because I don't want you to have any more stress or to be overwhelmed. Like if you go, you get what I'm saying? So just keep your eye, like it's going to come. It's not years from now. It's soon, you know? But just, it's just still a little pause, okay? So keep watching. Even if there's something around the fall, too. You get what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, just keep your eye on things. It's there, but I just feel like you got so much on your plate. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I got to probably work on my own, what do they call it, your own backyard first, or clean up your side of the street, or whatever.
Keep working on some of that is what it feels like a little bit, you know. But the house is there potentially, but I just have just that pause energy for you, okay? But your son is going to be fine. I actually feel like he's super, super bright, and he's going to meet milestones. He's going to hit them. He's doing a great job. So take all the love there, okay?
I feel so judged. It's so hard, but thank you so much.
Yeah, you know what, too, Kyle? I was like, I kept hearing when you first came on the air with us. And I know you're aware of Cheryl Richardson's work because of
I love her.
Yes. Remember when she says, "Let me disappoint you." Okay. That's like that. I would love for you to go back and review some of that around that, because my feeling around you is like you're trying to move forward and do what you know you need to do, but at the same time not having it impact anybody around you in any way. And so part of your self-care is recognizing that in doing what you need to do in order to be a steady force for your family, that you sometimes have to disappoint people's expectations. So, and so when you have a moment when you feel like you're letting somebody down, maybe your brother or somebody else, whatever that might be, just in your mind say, "Let me disappoint you. I'm going to go forward with what I need to do." Okay. Alrighty.
Find that. Was that on the John interview, or was that one in her book?
It's definitely in one of her books. I can't remember which one. But it's
I can look it up. I'll look.
And it definitely was in the last interview that John.
Perfect. I'll re-listen to that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for calling, Kyle.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
Take care. Be well. All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank you for calling.
Just got a lot of energy.
No.
Love it. It's so good. All right. So as we get getting closer to the end of the hour here, I believe we have one more caller, and it's going to bring them on to say hello. Welcome to the show. I think this is Robert, I believe.
Yeah, Brandon Roberts. Brandy.
Oh, Brandy. Hi, Brandy. Thanks for calling.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
How can we help you today?
So my boyfriend, he was diagnosed with bipolar 1 last year, and he's been having a lot of psychosis with it, and it has really caused a lot of problems in our life, and I just don't know how to navigate it and move forward, and if we're going to be able to stay together. There's so much mystery to it.
Oh, it's tough. That's really hard, Brandy. What is your boyfriend's first name?
Robert.
Robert. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to pull a card or two on that for you. Hold on a sec.
I'm pulling cards too, and it's interesting that you mentioned the challenges with the bipolar situation. Okay. One thing I am picking up, I know Lori's going to jump in real quick. I just want to put something about, again, boundaries of some kind that you need to. I feel like you're allowing some things to happen, things, and you shouldn't have to allow that to happen underneath in your safe space in your home. Okay. I don't know if this, it feels like verbally there's something happening here. So just know that you don't need to accept that. I'm being super clear with that. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So just remember that. I just feel the need to put boundaries up with that. Okay. Lori, I know you pulled some cards.
Yeah, no. All right, lovely Brandy. So you just have to remember that we cannot tell you what to do, and that, health is, I'm not a doctor or anything like that either. So, but I will just say, even, you mentioned his diagnosis, but I actually did feel like he has been struggling for a little while. And I actually do just get the acknowledgement that, I'm teasing you, but I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like saintly, Brandy. You've been really working hard to be so supportive. You really have. And so there's no question how much you care about him and how much you love him, okay? And I really do get your energy. I mean, I'm not making you a nurse, but it's just definitely just the acknowledgement that you really have been working very hard to get him the support that he needs at this time. So I know that there's just a lot of love and validation in that as well. And did you understand that, I'm very hesitant here because I don't want to come across as telling you what to do or giving medical advice. But he is working with a professional at this time or going to a doctor. Is that correct?
He has been, but we're actually looking at a new path for him because he's not quite getting the treatment that he needs.
Okay. So this is where I'm so hesitant is I definitely do get an acknowledgement of medical treatment, Brandy, okay? And so I cannot tell you what to do, and I don't want to say, but, I'm encouraging getting more support there, okay? That's how I'm trying to say that nicely. You get this, okay? And obviously work with them because I did feel like there's still hope here, actually. But I felt like it's still getting the right team, the right team and the right treatment plan. And I really felt like if he's willing to do that there is hope for improvement here. Okay. So I just wanted you to hear that. I will be, it is important, though, that you do exactly what Laura was saying, and it's just making sure that, you feel safe and that you have healthy boundaries for yourself as well, because it does, I'm going to be honest, I just doesn't feel like it's getting resolved overnight. This does feel like it's going to take some work, and it will take some time, is what I'm gently suggesting, okay? So did you understand all this, Brandy? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So I think he does love you. I really do. I think he just really is struggling, and if I'm not ready to tell you to leave or anything like that, but if you have to take a pause or if you have to take some time for yourself, that would be totally understandable. But it's like, to me, there's still work on his part to get him in a healthier space, and he'd have to make the commitment to doing that. That would have to be his choice. And if he's willing to.
We're at the end of the show. Thank you so much, Brandy. And thank you so much, Lori, for being on the program. Thank you, Brandy, for calling in. Everybody, you go to LoriSheridanMedium.com. Thanks so much. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening to Unity Online Radio, the voice of an awakening world.
Sometimes you feel so alone and overwhelmed you don't know where to turn. These days, it seems like there is no end to our problems. We invite you to connect with Silent Unity, the 24-hour prayer ministry where someone is waiting to pray with you right now. Since 1890, Silent Unity has always been there. No judgment or dogma, just someone affirming the best for you. Call 816-969-2000 today. You can also connect online at unityprayervigil.org.